Let's start with how you were recruited to work out there, what they told you you were going to do, or what they didn't tell you what you're going to do, and what did you actually do? Starting at the end.
I should probably start and tell you how I got into the program very briefly. I was flying F-106s, a very nice airplane really, up at McCord Air Force Base, and I got a message addressed to me personally. It is one sentence long. The Chief of Staff, United States Air Force, would like to know if you would volunteer for a program of great interest to him. Now, how do you answer that other than the way I did? I sent the one-word message back, yes. And that triggered off sending me through what at that time was the entire astronaut physical and mental requirement program. We went through the whole shebang just like an astronaut. And eventually they fitted me up with a pressure suit and told me that I had been selected for this program and that I should find a place to live in the Los Angeles area and move my family down there, and we'd go from there. And that's what happened. I went to the area, which is the first time I've ever seen the place, and had all these nice black airplanes sitting around there, and I thought, holy smokes, I think I did the right thing. And it went from there through a very brief training program into the airplane. Through the years, a lot of things happened. No use getting into a lot of that. But I might mention one operational mission out of Okinawa down over North Vietnam. They had 3 days of absolutely clear weather in October of 1966, which is probably a record for those guys. It was always cloudy down there. But I flew the first day and got a lot of indications in the cockpit that the SAM sites were tracking me. And you make 2 passes, one in, and then you go down around Bangkok, gas up, turn around, come back, pretty heavy on fuel. But you get up to speed, but not quite as much altitude as you like. So 2 days later, I'm down there again and going in. All the SAM site tracking signals were blinking all over the place, and I thought, holy smokes, they're going to do something here. Well, they didn't shoot at me going in. But I gassed up again down in Thailand, climbed back up, made the turn, going over Hanoi, and all the signals started coming up again, along with one that said, this has been launched. So I'm going along, paying attention to flying the airplane, but looking around a little bit too. And of all things, while I'm doing that, you never see anything, flying by you up at that altitude. Here comes a big old telephone pole, sailing right by the cockpit, going straight up. That's interesting. So I continued down the route, and as I went along, there were more signals and more things and all that, and I didn't see anything looking around until I got down the road a bit, and then you could see behind me, and you have a rear view, kind of a little periscope, like a rear view mirror. There were about, I don't know how many, I think it was at least 4 missiles, contrails, and they were all kind of just spread out from the vertical a little bit, which our ECM system did, turned them off. And then all of these 4 contrails went up around 95,000 feet. They all turned over and were bunched up in a line headed for me right up my tail end. And it was kind of interesting, I said, holy smokes, those things fly pretty good up there for something that doesn't have much in the way of wings. They're up, 85,000 feet, 90,000 feet. So I watched them come. You could see all the contrails. And they'd get up right behind me, very close, and all of a sudden there'd be a big red fireball, a big black cloud of smoke, and you immediately pulled away from it. You're going a half a mile a minute or so. I think I said that wrong. We're going 30 miles a minute. But every one of those SAMs guided absolutely perfectly and did the same darn thing. And when I debriefed the folks in Okinawa when I got back, it's a good thing happened. I got a piece of the nose fuse off one of the SAMs, actually got embedded in the airplane. And during the debriefing, somebody came running in with that, and so all of a sudden they went from ho hum to, well, maybe that really did happen. And
yeah, right.
So I guess I'm the only one that has had the blackbirds that I know of. I don't know about all the SRs, of course, but that was a serious attempt to shoot one of us down, and it could have been successful except for the performance of the airplane primarily. You know, the speed was so fast that the missiles got up to their normal detonation range, and boom, they go off, and you're just fast enough to outrun all the flight. Kind of a little afterthought to all of that, in a way, was I was talking to somebody that had access to the folks that listen to what's going on the ground in Vietnam, and the air defense commander, you know, after all their planning and training and everything to shoot one down, it was madder than a son of a gun. And he said to the guys down in the sights, he says, "Why in the hell didn't you get him?" And the answer came back, "He goes too fast." So with that, I probably leave it at that. There are other missions that, well, I might mention one other very quick thing. The last flight I had in Okinawa, the weatherman briefed me that it was very marginal. He wouldn't have a satellite picture until it was about halfway down there. So I took off, and I was down around the Philippines, heading Vietnam, and I had the shortwave radio volume up, and along comes the signal, and they aborted the mission. I turned around, and I've got nothing to do, and I got a pretty good fuel load, so I thought my last flight in Okinawa, and then the program's going to end. I said, no hurry to get back. So I came out of Afterburner, and I said, I'll just take my time going back and let this thing slow down, get subsonic. Guess what? The airplane descended down to about 1.8 or Mach 2, and I flew all the way back to Okinawa at that speed, without the afterburner. I mentioned that to the folks at debrief, and the engine guy said, and the other flight people said, well, you know, we never checked that in the test program, but we probably should have. But the darn airplane would maintain well over 1.5 Mach without the afterburner, and that's an amazing performance. With that.
Hey, Dennis, did you keep that little piece of stuff? Yeah. Did you keep it?
Oh, well, yeah, I don't have it with me. When I was hit by it's a piece of the nose fuse on the SAM, big as about your little fingernail, but the folks that looked at it carefully said the Russian threads are, you know, very visible and identifiable. And I have it. I took that, and they cut a little piece out of the airplane, about 2 or 3 inches, where they put a patch on the airplane. I have both of those stuck together. I had an Okinawan guy put it in a kind of he molded it into a piece of plastic so I wouldn't lose them. They're so darn small, so I have it in kind of a plastic brick, and still have them.
That'd be like your lucky charm.